Hello and welcome to my video on subtracting rational numbers. So today's lesson was all about subtracting, and that is a little bit more difficult when we're dealing with rational numbers because remember, rational numbers include both fractions and decimals. So if you remember back to when we learned about integers, the subtracting integers rule is also going to apply for subtracting rational numbers. And that rule was to add the opposite and then follow the adding integer rule. So basically what that means is that my first number stays the same. So I use the little k underneath there because I keep it the same. I change my subtraction sign to an addition sign, and then I change this number to its opposite. So if it was positive, it becomes negative. If it was negative, it becomes positive. And then I can follow my adding rules, which of course are same signs, add and keep, different sign, subtract, use the sign of the bigger number, then you'll be exact. So looking at my first example here, we have negative 4 1/7 minus negative 6/7. Well, first thing I do to help me so I follow the rules correctly is I write keep, change, change. So that means I keep 4 1/7 exactly the same. I change the minus sign to a plus sign, and then I find the opposite of negative 6/7, which is of course 6/7. Then I follow my adding rules. I have different signs, so I'm going to need to subtract. So I subtract the bigger number minus the smaller number. The bigger number, of course, is 4 1/7 minus 6/7. Well, in order to subtract, I'm going to have to do a little regrouping here because I can't take 1 minus 6. So I borrow a whole one from here, change it to 3, and I add 7 to the top, which gives me 8. Then I can subtract. 8 minus 6 is, of course, 2 7s, and then 3 minus nothing is just 3. But I can't forget, I have to go back and use the sign of the bigger number, and the negative 4 1/7 was the bigger number, so I need to use that sign to give me the answer of negative 3 2 7. What I would like you to do now is pause the video and answer each of these questions on your own. All right, to check each of these, remember keep, change, change. So I keep 1/3 the same, change the minus sign to a plus, and the opposite of negative 1/3 is positive 1/3. And then 1/3 plus 1/3 has same signs, so I add and keep the same sign, which gives me the answer of 2/3. Second one again, keep, change, change. I keep negative 3 1/3 the same, change the minus sign to a plus, and the opposite of 5 6 would be negative 5 6. Well, now I have same sign, so I can add and keep the same sign, but I have to change this to have a common denominator. And the common denominator would be 6, so I multiply by 2 on top and bottom. So that gives me 3 2 6, so I add 3 plus nothing is 3. 2 6 plus 5 6 is 7 6. But of course that can be rewritten to be 4 1/6, but I gotta remember, use this or keep the same sign, so it should be negative 4 1/6. Next one here, again, keep, change, change. Keep 4 1/2 the same, change the minus sign to a plus, and the opposite of 5 1/4 would be negative 5 1/4. Now, of course, that means I have different signs, so I need to subtract. So I need to take 5 1/4 minus 4 1/2. Well, first I have to get a common denominator, so 4 1/2 is actually changed to 2/4, and I multiply by 2 on top and bottom. And then I can't take 1 minus 2, so I'm going to have to do a little regrouping here. And then 4 minus 4 is 0. 5 minus 2 is 3/4. And I have to remember, use the sign of the bigger number. This one was the bigger number, so it has to be negative 3/4. With subtracting rational numbers, remember that means you're also going to be subtracting decimals. So again, same process, keep, change, change. So I keep 12.8 the same, change the plus sign to a minus sign, and 21.6 opposite is negative 21.6. So then I have different signs, so I'm going to have to subtract. So 21.6 minus 12.8, I do my subtraction here. That gives me 8.8, but I use the sign of the bigger number, so that's why it is negative 8.8. Second one here, again, keep, change, change. So negative 3.75 stays the same. Change the minus sign to a plus. And the opposite of negative 0.96 is positive 0.96. Now I have different signs, so I have to subtract. I do my little subtraction there with borrowing and regrouping. And then I have to remember to use the sign of the bigger number, and that is this one right here, so it should be negative 2.79. Please pause the video and answer these ones on your own. All right, to check each of these, remember keep, change, change. So negative 8.4 stays the same, plus opposite of 6.7 is negative 6.7. I have same sign, so I add them and keep the same sign. That's negative 15.1. Keep, change, change means negative 20.5 stays the same, minus turns into a plus, and the opposite of negative 20.5 is positive 20.5. Well, now I have different signs, so I would subtract, and that obviously gives me 0, which is not positive or negative, it's just 0. Keep, change, change. 0.41 stays the same. Change the minus to a plus. The opposite of negative 0.07 is 0.07. These have same signs, so I add them and keep the same sign. Remembering to line up my decimals, and I get 0.48. Another thing to learn about in this section is distance. And the distance between any two numbers on a number line is the absolute value of the difference of their numbers. So to find the distance, we're going to subtract the two numbers, but remember, your distance is always positive because it doesn't matter if you're walking backwards or forwards, you're still gaining distance traveled. So finding the distance between these two numbers, well, how I always do it is I always take the higher number minus the lower number. So that's going to be 2 3/4 minus negative 3 1/4. Well, keep, change, change means 2 3/4 stays the same. Change the minus to a plus, and the opposite of negative 3 1/4 is positive 3 1/4. These are then having same signs, so I add and keep the same sign. That gives me 6. But now, had these both been negatives, when I give my answer actually has to be positive because remember, distance is always positive. Okay, next real life application. You have $101.62 in your savings account. You withdraw $45.41 to pay your cell phone bill. Do you have enough money left to buy a video game that costs $49.99? Well, really what you're doing is subtracting 101.62 minus 45.41. Now you can follow keep, change, change because that would keep this one the same, change this to a positive, and then the opposite of this would be negative 45.41. But again, that just gives you different signs, so then you're going to subtract. And when I subtract those numbers, that's going to give me positive 56.21 because this one's more positive, which means that yes, I can buy the game because I have enough money to spend $49.99 when I have $56.21. Next up, you should get started on your Big Ideas Math assignment. So go to bigideasmath.com, enter in your information, and get into the 2.3 homework assignment. To get started on it with you, it says subtract, write your answer as a fraction in simplest form. So again, I do keep, change, change. 5/8 stays the same, plus the opposite of negative 7/8 would be positive 7/8. I have common denominators, so I add 5 plus 7 is 12/8. Of course, that can be rewritten as 1 4/8, and then 4/8 can be rewritten as 1 1/2. So in this little box here, you would type in 1 1/2, check your answer, and see if you got it right. Next one again, keep, change, change. So negative 1 1/3 stays the same. Change the minus to a plus, and the opposite of 1 2/3 is negative 1 2/3. Now I have same sign, so I'm going to add and keep the same sign. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 would be 3/3, which would simplify to just be 3, but I got to remember to keep the same sign, so it should be negative 3. Enter negative 3 in here, check your answer, see if you got it right. Last one I'll do with you, remember keep, change, change. Negative 1 stays the same. Change the minus to a plus. The opposite of 2.5 is negative 2.5. Same sign, so I add and keep the same sign. That gives me negative 3.5. Enter negative 3.5 in here. Check your answer, see if you got it right. Now subtracting rational numbers I think is the trickiest of this chapter, so make sure you're taking your time and giving your best effort on subtracting rational numbers. Thanks for watching.